All the content contained in this webcast is for informational purposes only. The investments and strategies contained in this webcast may not be suitable for you. Please consult your own independent financial advisor before making any investment or trading decisions. Welcome back, traders. Second portion of our show, the 10:30 a.m. update. We got some stocks going up and some stocks going down, Dennis.
Yeah, Joel, it's a wild day here. We opened up, kind of flat and have run straight up, and there are some stocks that are super strong and some stocks that are actually quite weak. So stock picking is back happening here, Joel. But Hewlett Packard, this has been a dog forever. The stock's flying here today, Joel. It's up $1.27, 24.68. Opened up at 24. Never looked back. The stock is straight up, Joel. What do you think of Hewlett?
Well, ran into some problems here at 24.79. We're only a few cents off that. Really above that level. I'm not seeing a whole lot, Dennis, until above 25. So not sure what the driver is in Hewlett Packard. I'm sure we've already exceeded its average daily range by this point. So, play the longs close to the vest. But this stock has not been over $25 since back on March 5th, 25.23, and I believe that was in the midst of a sell-off of its last earnings disappointment. But I don't know. Wouldn't want to be carrying this too long if we break down here before 24.50.
Yeah, this $25 level, Joel, if we go back into the late 2011, we had a couple of lows there. And I wonder if it could, just from even a psychological perspective, I wonder if that could put a lid on the rally here. It's hard to say. This is a stock that has been so beat up. If you look, anybody that bought this in the last month and a half is all of a sudden up in the stock, Joel, or flat. So you got to think,
Yep.
the people that were underwater might, take this opportunity to lighten up. But it's a complete breakout, so it's very hard to short the thing as well. But the stock has been a dog, so you got to think some people might use this rally to lighten up. I think overall there was just some stuff that was said, the PC sales overall were improving in the first quarter, and that's really what's driving the PC sector today. I know even IBM is getting a pretty decent hop here too, Joel. Bring up the chart here for you guys. IBM trading at a 204.01 after closing at 202.70. This is one, and I don't need to get into real market structure stuff here, but I'm going to bring up, just the day chart on you. The problem here is on IBM, the liquidity is so thin. I'm looking at it right now, and the spread is like 7-8 cents. Its spread, all the time is pretty wide. It's hard to get filled on this thing. I was bidding the stock just off the hop because Hewlett Packard was up, and I thought, well, maybe IBM's going to get a push up with it. And I was right with the call. I bid at 202.67, before the market opens, and the low is 202.70, so it gets right down just in front of my print. If I would have been bidding 202.70, I bet the low would have been 202.72, and that's the problem is with the market structure a little bit, where you have so many high frequency penny jumpers that they'll step in front of your order automatically, and then you have the sub pennying on top of that, and it makes it very hard to get filled on a stock like this unless you're really on the wrong side of the trade or it blows 10 or 15 cents through you. So really, for me to get filled on 202.67, Joel, it probably needed to trade down to 202.60. So it's really hard to get filled on the
Where
bid.
did you put that order, Dennis? Where did you put that order?
202.67 on New York. So I put it on New York, 202.67. It came down, the low was 202.70. It's been straight up since. It kind of ticks you off because you think, oh, I had a good call. And I really believe if I would have been bidding 202.72, even higher than the low of the day, I bet you the low would have been 202.74 right in front of me. So even though, it's very, very hard to get filled on a stock like this, the liquidity problems, which we've talked about on our show here multiple times, is that the NBBO is just really abused. And it's, right now, it's a 12-cent spread on this thing. And if you bid 202, it's bid 204.06. If I go 204.07, somebody would be in front of me at 204.08 right away. So it's tricky.
What about the 202.64 low? I see a 202.64
that'd
low.
be
Was that
pre-market, Joel? That wasn't. It didn't, because I would have printed right through my price, unless there was some odd lot going on. That's a market fragmentation too. Maybe on some other exchange or something, or off exchange print or something like that. It prints through your trade. That does happen too. So sometimes actually you can be bidding there. It can print through your price on a different exchange, and you still don't get filled. That's just tells you how many holes are in this market structure, Joel. It's really a joke. That was my rant for the day on the market structure.
All right. Well, if I would suggest a revenge trade if it gets up to 204.32. That was Wednesday's high, so perhaps you can put a revenge trade on at that level.
I think I'm done trading IBM for the day. That spread's too wide for me. Let's move on here, Joel, before you just get me so wound up I end up having to go take pills here. Caterpillar. Caterpillar, Joel, is another one that is flying today. This has been straight up since the open. Look at this chart. Opened up 50 cents, 202.23. Probably caught some people trying to short it off the hop. That didn't work. Stock is straight up. No even chance to get out of that thing if you're caught short. It's not pretty. And it just keeps flying here, Joel. 204.74. And Deere, just to talk about that, because a lot of people pair trade that. Same story in Deere. Deere opened up here, never looked back, has been straight up over a buck since the open. What do you think of these two stocks? They are flying here today, Joel.
Well, I mean, both these stocks have had pretty good sell-offs, Dennis. The cat was over 115, got to 100. Probably, patient shorts or, people looking to enter this stock. We're hoping for another day or two of follow through on the market. On the downside, we're not getting it. So, hey, they're gonna start jumping bids and get aggressive in this. Looks like it's moving up to fill the gap between 104.29 and 105.41. So that 105.41 could be a good target on the upside. Looking at the Deere with the sympathy play, similar situation. Kind of made the panic low along with the rest of the market on Tuesday at 77. Buyers stepped up to 77.81. Today. You got a higher low formation, 79.07. Well, the high is getting taken out as we speak. They're in good resistance at 79.24. That's a 3-day high. But if this thing can maintain this momentum along with the S&Ps, use 80.51 as a target.
Not all the stocks are good today here, though, Joel. McDonald's, check this one out. Stock's down over a buck. You got some of your defensive names, which we've been talking about. The defensive names have been weak for a few sessions now. McDonald's breaking down. Funny chart here. Look at the last 3 days and look at the range from the last 3 days. Almost identical here, where you've got the 90. You see that, Joel? 97.50, 97.31, 97.44. The lows there, and then looking at the highs, Joel, 98.78. We actually open at 98.71. We've got virtual identical trading ranges for 3 days straight here. Nice channeling stocks.com 3 days for you there on McDonald's, Joel.
Yeah, well, someone's bringing a piece in here. I guess you can't get too excited if it does make a new low here because you got more support at 97.31 and then major support down at the 97 level. But be patient, Dennis. We'll probably get this will get a resolution. It's either going to come crashing down through this 97.50 level and perhaps test the 96 area or get back above the 98.75 level and get back up to triple digits.
Johnson & Johnson, Joel, we've broken through that 64 floor. Finally, it's been 3 months since we've had this. Is a breakdown day. I would say yesterday wasn't because it only broke through by 3 or 4 cents. Today, I would say it is. I would say this is a breakdown through that floor that we had been talking about for the last 3-4 months here. That's significant. I think 63 bucks this thing may go to, not immediately here, but I think it may continue to drift down here into that range. What do you think, Joel?
Well, the only reason I won't get too carried away, well, two things to point out. Number one, I want to get too carried away because when we did pierce the 66 level, we did go 32 cents above it on a couple occasions. And lo and behold, now we've penetrated to the downside. Finally, we've gone 32 cents below to 63.68. So, there's still a really good chance, Dennis, this thing could creep back up. I'll have to take the opposite side of that one. The way this market grinds and people to death, I could see it just making a little bit lower low here and heading back up. Another thing just to point out to our traders, we did open up very close to that 64 level. So it was, the bids weren't nearly as close as they were. You had pressure on it from the open. So let's see. Who knows what this thing could come back and settle over 64 today.
Well, that's our 10:30 update here, folks. Obviously, we've got a little bit of sector rotation happening where some of these cyclicals are rallying here today and some of your defensive names are selling off. Any closing thoughts there, Joel?
Yeah, just I know we got a lot of things wrong in our initial show, but that AT&T did open up into resistance there. You had to take that opportunity, that 35-cent open there to take some profits there. So that seems to be grinding lower. As far as the S&Ps go, Dennis, we're bumping up against Monday's close and Tuesday's intraday high. So I think we just grind our way up above this 1375 level and perhaps take a shot at Tuesday's Globex high at 1380.75. That's our 10:30 update for you. I hope it was more informative than our market outlook this morning, and we'll be back with you tomorrow.